Ooh, fancy.
You gonna start it?
Are you gonna start? You're the one who has to read the stuff.
Well, welcome to the CouncilCast. This is episode 219, being recorded on August 9th, 2022. The council is now in session, and as with every week, we will make arbitrary decisions about topics on science, technology, and random shit.
Random shit?
With little background and absolutely no expertise.
Nailed it. That was so good.
All CouncilCast decisions are final and have no bearing on anything whatsoever.
You didn't mute
So
yourself.
welcome.
this time.
That was much better that time.
Thanks, I had the
Welcome.
mic on.
Welcome. We are live from fabulous Las Vegas tonight.
Bullshit.
Yeah,
Why
we're
not?
in Las Vegas right this exact second.
All of us moved our exact background and location to Las Vegas just for this evening's show.
It's a virtual Vegas broadcast.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we're virtually in Vegas. There you go. Well, welcome to this evening's of the CouncilCast. If you did wish you were in Vegas, I guess more power to you. We're definitely not there. But if you've been following the fabulous tale of the James Webb Space Telescope, you guys have probably started to see a whole bunch of awesome pictures coming in, right?
If I were following, I'm sure I would see that.
Yep. Totally, right? Well,
Yeah, I've been putting them up on my
apparently,
Instagram page.
What is it? The Spud Webb Telescope?
yep,
Yes.
the Spud Webb.
Smallest telescope in space.
Well, apparently a scientist, or physicist, I guess I should say, posted a picture that they apparently claimed was taken by the James Webb Space Telescope, and turns out a whole bunch of people liked it so much that they made it into, I don't know, I can only imagine they turned it into like their backgrounds on their computer screens. Maybe they put it on their phone.
Yep,
Turns out it was
it's
just a picture of a piece of sausage.
What?
Actually, a piece of chorizo, to be specific. If you look at this picture, there's a person who posted this on Twitter, and they basically took a picture of chorizo cut crosswise against a black background and said it was a picture from the James Webb Space Telescope.
Oh my god.
Would you?
Everyone
Can
got
you
to see
post
this.
that
Check
in
this
chat,
out.
please?
I'm just gonna share the screen. Right here. Check this out. There it is.
So, what do you
That's
think about that? Do you think
100%
that's
chorizo.
But apparently
That's
a bunch of people
incredible.
fell for it, so there you go. That is one
You're
incredible image that the Space Telescope took. I wonder
That's
how they got the
fantastic.
chorizo into space to take that picture.
I mean, you're telling
Yeah.
me that it's chorizo, but it looks like something from space to me, so I'm still impressed.
That's amazing though, because like I love making short films, and you're always thinking like, well, how, like, I don't have a ton of skills in After Effects and like creating planets and all that stuff. Like I've watched tutorials, I could follow along, but to do something from scratch in a pinch, now I know all I have to do is slice up some salami, backlight it, and increase the contrast. Voila, we have a planet.
I bet with like a half hour, you could make that chorizo look pretty damn planet-like.
Well, what you do is you duplicate the footage. You would rotate you'd rotate like the top layer and make it affect the transparency some way. Add the blend mode to be, I don't know, overlay or something like that, and it decrease the opacity a little bit. So then it makes it feel like there are clouds, like that, like the surface is kind of cloud-like and moving, and that there's some that it doesn't feel like a static piece of sausage. This is a dynamic piece of sausage, and that's what we're looking for.
That's the trick.
There you go.
Anyway, I guess I'm impressed that this guy was able to get so many people to kind of go along with it. They had 91,000 Twitter followers, so
Wow.
I'm going to give it a thumbs up for putting chorizo in space. Again, I don't know how the James Webb Space Telescope took a picture of it, but good job.
2 thumbs up for big sausage.
Well, something that sounds like big sausage is the Large Hadron Collider, and apparently they have found 3 new exotic particles. Apparently they have discovered a pentaquark and 2 tetraquarks, which apparently we've never been able to find before. So
Well,
there
good
you
for
go.
them. When did we lose them?
Are they pretty
Around
small?
3,000 years ago.
I mean, are they pretty small? Blaine?
They must be pretty small. I'm guessing. Apparently, pentaquark is a hadron, which is made up of 5 quarks. I don't really know how much quark is.
So Hadron's Collider.
The Hadron Collider.
Yeah, didn't that give you a hard on?
The
4
Hadron
quarks
Collider.
makes a gallon.
Hadron
many quarks are in a
Collider
gallon?
discovers erotic particles. Got it.
Apparently, quarks come in 6 flavors, according to this article. The 6 flavors are up, down, charm, strange, top, and bottom.
Grape.
Oh, I had that Lucky Charms.
Grape. And Lucky Charms flavor.
Everyone hates grape. Yeah.
But yeah, apparently you can mix and match these any way you want, and they discovered a pentaquark, which is made up of strange, up, down, and charm quarks. So there you go. And it apparently also has a charm quark, whatever that is.
I saw some guy on TikTok the other day, and he had these 2 people were talking about their signs and what their horoscope reading was for the day, and then it pans over to, I mean, it's the same guy playing all the characters, but these 2 people are talking about it. It pans over to these other guys, and they're talking about the economy and what laws they abide by for the economic, the invisible hand and all that stuff. And they go deeper and deeper into it. And it's like both of them sound like complete nonsense. And then they stop and they go, are we really any different than those people over there? And the guy looks at him and goes, yeah, we have graphs and charts. And that's what I feel like here. I'm just looking at like, mood rings or something. And they're like, no, this is science. Cause look, they're numbers.
Yeah. So apparently they are using this information to continue to develop a unified model of erotic hard-on.
Erotic.
This is how they are going to use. This is how they're going to figure out how all matter sticks together. So apparently we don't know how you hold together. So still working on it.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, there's another comedian I saw who's doing a bit on that. He's like, the universe makes no sense. He's like, scientists say that this is made up of particles and the same particles are in me, but when I go like this, I can't go through it. That doesn't make any sense. And they're like, and when you ask scientists why, they say, I don't know. But now we might have an answer to it. So it's these erotic particles that keep things, make things hard. So that's good to know.
Oh my gosh. There's a title.
I for the hard on coming up with some more erotic news. So good job.
Always a big thumbs up for me.
Maybe a big something else up. I'm not sure. Well, something that doesn't get me turned on is when your printer stops working.
I guess we have different kinks.
Different printers for different kinks. I don't know what to tell you.
Well, I mean, in this economy, nobody wants to work anymore. So can you blame the printers?
I guess not.
That's
like
only fair.
Brian quit.
But I didn't.
These millennials, they don't want to work no more. Brian, you're a classic millennial.
I just changed jobs, Dave.
It's like changing an ink cartridge.
Just swap it out.
Sure.
I swapped it out.
So
You
they just
changed
stopped.
to
So
be
did they
a leech on government
hard
society,
code this
Brian?
in?
So yeah, apparently on some Epson printers, Epson apparently hard coded an actual obsolescence date.
Oh, that was nice.
And-
Epson still has a printer? I thought that they were all obsolete.
Hey, I got an
Yeah,
idea.
they pretty
Let's
much
put our
are.
company out of business completely.
Yeah, apparently somebody who had, they basically have a counter on it, certain amount of prints. The printer will display a message that says it has reached the service life, and it will not be able to be brought back from dead unless you contact a one-time use passcode, which also apparently.
I think it's time to throw
So
that
this
away.
this is on the actual printer.
Yeah.
So how do you go in and just like reset the counter?
The
Do you need
They-
a
they-
Raspberry Pi connected to
You
it or
take
something?
No. You take it back to the store.
Yeah, you have to bring it back to them. So, like I said, they have like a utility that short period of time. So, like if you're in the middle of a print, I can imagine they'll be like, yeah, we'll reset it for like $200, it'll work again. But after that, you gotta go buy a new printer.
the only thing
bring
surprising
it in.
about this is that it's Epson and not Canon or HP. HP is the one that would not surprise me. Like that's fucking printers. Just go buy a Brother LaserJet printer and you're set for forever.
I
Most
don't know
printers
about
now-
that.
aren't most
Those
home
haven't lasted
printers
me very long either.
disposable. I mean, you run them,
Essentially,
working, and then you just throw them away.
I mean, every time
Landfills
I print, I
just
just
filled
go
with
buy a new
printers.
printer because I don't use it. The time I need to print again, it just doesn't work.
yeah. That's how a lot of people are.
So I
Just
just don't
Well,
print anymore.
I
Just
give
buy
it
a
a
laser
thumbs
printer.
down. It's
would
a
say that,
horrible
yeah.
business model because it makes the consumer angry. And I understand them being like, no, we want to sell more printers, but they should just set their business model up to make
No,
money
they don't
off
care
of
about
the
selling
ink.
printers. They care about selling toner and ink cartridges.
Right. So they
They
should let
apparently
you
care
use the
about selling
printer for as
printers
long
as
as
well.
possible. I mean, the same thing is true when you look at Da Vinci as a company. They make black magic cameras and other pieces. They're really into cameras and they're really into making that their bread and butter. But they wanted people to get the most out of their cameras. And they're like, we have amazing color science. And everyone's like, okay. And then they were like, you know what? Fine, screw it. We're just going to make software that fully utilizes the color science of our cameras. And we're just going to give it away for free. Here you go. Here's free, amazing editing software for free. And you'll be like, wow, I can do so much. And like, you can do a ton of cool stuff with our cameras. And you're like, oh, okay, I'll go buy that right now because I love how cool this is. And the same should be true for like the print. Like they're like, oh, the printers, we're going to make the printers break. Doesn't make any sense.
So
I give it a thumbs down.
what they claim, apparently what Epson claims is that there is apparently a that apparently is necessary for inkjet printers. The problem is they just don't make it user replaceable. So a lot of people are saying, well, just make this user replaceable and don't brick my printer.
Right.
For $100, I'm not going to go take it to and have it repaired for $100. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
You know, if I can just buy like a 5 and slap that into the printer and away I go, that's so much easier.
Yeah,
Can you
but
imagine
then
if
they're
your car
gonna
had an
users are gonna.
expiration date based on miles. Can you imagine if you're driving on the road and your car hits that expiration date on miles and your screen just pops up? You have reached the maximum mileage for this model. Your car will no longer work. Have it towed to a junkyard and go buy another one.
I would not doubt that if that
The Tesla
They
probably would
do
do
that.
Tesla
It's
would
called
probably
the
do that.
carburetor fails or the engine drops out.
I seriously, growing up, if your car got anywhere near 100,000 miles, you can pretty much guarantee that once it hit 100,000, it was just going to explode.
that
So
sounds
now you're looking at 250,000 or 300,000, going, I guess it's going to run forever.
A buddy's Hyundai just did that. It's at
ran
103,000
forever.
miles and the engine failed.
Ooh, that sucks.
It was just in the shop at 98 and everything was okay.
Well, the shop is the reason.
Was it?
Wait a minute.
It was okay when it showed up. Not okay.
Well, we forgot to put the oil
when it
back
left.
in.
I have heard of that happening where Walmart's forgotten to put oil back in people's engines and they drove away after doing an oil change, and the engines obviously did not last very long.
Oh, seizes up immediately. That's terrible.
Yes.
I'm going to say big thumbs down for Epson.
I would agree. I
Yeah,
think
thumbs
big
down,
thumbs
for
down
sure.
to this one. I am a little surprised that it didn't have that not other people are doing this. So the whole somebody needs to come up with a better way to get what I
Yeah, they have.
paper.
It's a laser printer from like Brother. You spend $150 and you have a black and white laser printer that literally lasts forever.
I will say I have bought a couple of other printers. They have not lasted me forever. So after
Well-
about this shorter time period than an inkjet printer. Stopped working.
Well, you're doing it wrong. Did you buy a laser printer? Then you're doing it wrong.
Yeah.
I have no idea how, but you were doing it wrong.
Well, somebody who's doing it wrong, apparently, because they are coming back.
No, they are kicking the
You,
llama's ass. And they've always been kicking the llama's ass.
When
We talking
Well, you
about
guys
Apple
are gonna have to
again?
talk all about this because I
Nathan's got
do
a
not know
set.
anything about this.
will
Go
you
for it.
NFTs?
Oh,
So,
well, yeah,
Winamp-
that part of Winamp can go fuck itself, but the music player Winamp is the shit.
Yeah, Winamp was a music software, really, really popular. What years ago? Probably 20 years ago.
Back when we were in high school, when Windows Media Player
Came
was
out
a pile of
in
shit.
'97. There you go. Yep.
Before iTunes, Winamp and Fubar 2000 were the best media players out there. Fubar did larger libraries better. Winamp was the better overall music player though. And their
Okay,
tagline
so-
was kicking the llama's ass. So that's where that came from.
So yeah, they apparently published a new release in the last. So if you are still using, when you want to play all those MP3s that you may or may not have anymore, you can go download it and sell you NFTs. I guess that whole part of it, I'm not really sure I understand.
We won't talk about it because it's not worth talking about.
We refuse to
We
acknowledge
talked about NFTs quite a bit.
CouncilCast, so
It's
no, they're dead to us.
Silas, is the CouncilCast selling NFTs yet?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead and buy them over on our Reddit page.
Nice.
You can buy a whole truckload. Just send your money right on over to, just mail it to CouncilCast Street.Iowa dot your mom.
CouncilCast at
www.zipcode
gmail.com.
address.
Freedthoughts.com.
NFTs, just mail them to CouncilCast or NFT at councilcast.com.
CouncilCast.com. There you go. Actually, CouncilCast.
No, we've got our NFT mail address now too.
NFT at Council. All right.
No. It's an address. You have to go there and pay in cash.
Yeah, exactly. The address is
Dope.
NFT at councilcast.org.
NFT street dot street address. Come on down, get your free NFTs. Pay $100 in NFT.
Wait, I thought you said they were free.
NFT. All right.
It's $100 for a free
That's all-
NFT.
is that all part of the address?
Yeah, that's the full address.
Part of the address.
Wow, that's a big street sign.
Well, if you needed to use your NFTs to buy an airplane, you might want to buy an airplane ticket on Air New Zealand, who is going to introduce the world's first class bunk beds.
What?
What?
You on an airplane flying most likely international, you're like, you know what, it'd be so awesome to sleep in first class because you get those really nice big down, you can sleep in them. Except you're stuck in coach and you're scrammed into like a miniature chair and you're definitely cannot sleep. How many times has that happened to you?
Every week.
Well, apparently
Frequent flyer miles much?
New Zealand is going to offer, though, for the people, for all of us, the ability to have a bunk bed that you can sleep in.
There's just
Called
one
bottom.
problem with that
Yeah.
I see right away. New Zealand
Well,
doesn't
only one?
exist.
New Zealand doesn't exist. Does that mean Air New Zealand?
What?
I'm confused.
Huh.
Do they just fly you to nowhere?
Are these real bunk beds or are these real like a sausage cut into slices?
Yeah, let me show you here. It looks pretty. Let me show you this.
They basically look like sleep pods. You know, if you can kind of a little bit bigger than a bed
Hello, welcome.
or a little bit
Would you
bigger.
like to eat
it would
your
look like.
dinner
There you
laying
go.
down? Because that's your only option. Are you hungry? Yes, I'd love something to eat. Okay, here it is. Enjoy. Let
With
me
the
feed
bunk
it to
bed
you.
option,
while
we
you lay
just do
down in
everything
bed.
intravenously. So let's hook up your IV now.
Oh, so
No,
okay,
get away from me.
but apparently it's only so on the entire plane 6 beds. So
So there's gonna be one pod.
there's one
It's gonna be
pod
this one pod
on the
'cause there are
plane.
3.
First class passengers can board now.
That just
Sleepy
means you can
passengers
cuddle.
can board next. Sleepy passengers. I'm tired. I want to go get some bed.
How much? How long until the Mile High Club gets indoctrinated in one of these sleep
Eh.
pods? Like,
Very
You could maybe encase people in carbonite, and then they could fly without any concept of time or.
Yeah, we could just put them in with
That's-
the rest of the cargo.
that's a good idea, Brian. You could get a lot more people in there because you could pack them in tighter. Like that's
just lay them all
Brian,
down.
you
just
are
stack
on to
them in,
something.
Wrap a bungee cord around them. Okay. That's how I transport stuff all the time.
I'm not sure what to think about 6 bunk beds on a plane. I'm gonna say thumbs down.
Yeah, I like the. I'm going to give the general idea a thumbs up. I just wish they are going to offer more than 6 beds. Yeah.
The problem with that is if you offer more beds, then you offer less seats.
That's okay.
So unless the
Beds cost
cost of the bed gets costs more than what an extra seat would
Ooh.
or 2 seats.
You know what would be better is if you had to pay, and the maximum time you could pay to be in the bed is like an hour, and so then you could just.
So you
lay
could go
down,
sleep in
stretch out for a
somebody
while.
else's
Well, that's what they're saying here.
They would
That
keep
they
farty,
would be.
farty sheets.
You can reserve the beds for 4-hour time.
Somebody funked this up before I got here.
Yeah, but
I don't know.
do you swap out? Who's gonna do the turn down service before I take my turn? Yeah, who's gonna do the
I don't know.
linens?
One of the flight
They
attendants.
don't mention that, so just don't be don't be the last person in the bed. Let's just
Flight maid.
yeah. I'm okay with it. I like the idea. Maybe they should just turn all overhead back into bunk beds, and that would work.
I don't know.
Good
I love
I'm
it.
gonna say thumbs.
Never mind.
I'm gonna say thumbs down.
I'm gonna give it a thumbs up because I stopped thinking halfway through voting.
I'm abstaining.
Abstaining. All right. Well, if you do want to abstain from flying, that's okay. But you still want to hang out outside, and maybe it's a lot. EcoFlow apparently
Wait, hold on.
has.
Eric says I used to use Winamp to listen to the MP3s I got from Napster.
Yeah. Pretty much.
Amazing.
Yep.
Eric knows what's
You're
going
too
on.
hot and you're sitting outside camping, and you're like, you know what, it's too damn hot outside. Maybe you're on a bike ride. EcoFlow has the air conditioner for you on batteries,
Perfect.
and it will just blow wherever you're at.
Easy.
One problem with the bike option is that the fucker weighs 55 pounds with the battery on it.
If you're out on a bike ride, carrying along your 55-pound air conditioning unit, you can stay cool all day long.
So I can see this being used on Ragbri when you've got a support vehicle that you can throw it on, but biking, putting this thing on your bike,
Or just put it on a
no.
cart behind your bike.
There you
go.
go. Just get like a
tow
kid
it.
carrier and put it on there. Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm just
Air
I
conditioning
put this.
outside?
I'm trying to understand why.
Why didn't you put this
Why?
under science? This is incredible.
Remember Tom
So-
Haverford on The Office when he went camping and had bought all that stuff from Sharper Image
From Parks and Rec. Yes.
on Parks and
Yeah.
Rec? Yeah. Oh, what did I say?
Yeah.
The Office.
Oh yeah, Parks and Rec. He had his whole thing decked out, and he had DJ Roomba there. He had all this he had everything plugged in. He's like, "Oh man, why isn't my TV working?" And I'm trying to play Xbox and stuff. And he's like trying to play Madden or whatever in his tent that is like
Yes.
bigger than our living room. It was amazing.
So last year at Ragbri, one of the teams we rode with, they only had like 6 people on their team, but they had a big, massive tent, and they actually had a portable air conditioner unit that they air conditioned their tent with. Very similar to
Okay.
this,
So that's similar. to
except
this.
it was gas powered, or I guess it ran off their generator, not off a battery. So
Okay.
that brings it down to 38 pounds without the battery. So I can definitely see some people who absolutely hate camping because it gets really hot in a tent and want to
I
do
guess
this
it
instead.
depends on what time of the year you camp too.
You know, I guess if you lived out your van, that makes sense.
What who
So-
doesn't love camping? Who doesn't want to burn a couple of vacation days sleeping outside on the ground?
I mean, I burnt
You can
5
wake
of
up
them
cold,
doing
covered
that.
in a rash.
I
Does
did
anyone
that, and
camp
then I
in the
woke up
winter?
and rode my bicycle.
Gross.
With a 50-pound air conditioner on the back.
No, not 50-pound air conditioner, thank God.
Can you keep it plugged in and just have it run constantly? So like, could this replace the need, like in apartments where they're like, sorry, we don't have AC. You're like, okay, no worries. I'll bring my battery pack AC unit. Like, what's the runtime on this thing? Can you just run it?
Yeah,
I
I
would
do think you could, because it does put out, it has 4,000 BTUs of cooling capacity, and so for a pretty small, it says it'll cool an 86 square foot area. So if you've got a really tiny apartment, or maybe you live in New York, then this probably would work.
Or just
But
like
does it need
your
to
bedroom.
exhaust? Does it
I
need to
want it to be
exhaust heat?
bicycle powered.
Like, do you need to hang this out your
Um,
window?
Probably. Maybe it has like a
It-
hose or something.
I want you to bike all day and then get off your bike, take this air conditioner, set up your tent, and then have to bike to keep the air conditioner going to cool off
Okay.
your tent.
I was concerned, but you can control it with an app over Bluetooth, so that's fine.
Yes.
Oh,
What
phew.
if it's not plugged in?
Then if
Hmm.
it's not if there's no power going to it, you can't control it with anything.
They do say that you can power
So
it with
says
solar
you.
panels, a car outlet, a portable power station, or a wall socket. So there
Or
you
a
go.
9-volt battery. Lasts for
To
hours.
charge up, it doesn't say anything about like actual running off of it. Although in the picture it has it plugged into
The car.
the car, so I'm assuming it can run off the car.
It's charging up.
Or I guess
Kinda what it
that's
looks
probably
like.
just charging, because if we're in the car like that, you'd just be using
I'm
the
gonna
car.
say thumbs up because I like air conditioning. So good job creating a little air conditioner. that
Air
runs off-
conditioning is what
Well,
makes Florida habitable.
Or Texas.
Or Phoenix.
Well, I give it a thumbs
Pretty
up.
much
I
anywhere.
love biking around carrying 50-pound anythings. And air conditioning
that's
unit is
just
one of
your
my favorite
bike.
things to carry. So
You haul
Dave, how much
50
does your
pounds.
bike weigh?
My bike weighs
Yes.
like
50 pounds.
17 pounds.
Wow. Do you ever ride long distances without a support vehicle where you have like a backpack or something? Do you
I
have
mean,
the extra gear on?
I rode 124 miles solo. Is that long
That didn't answer
distance?
my question. No, that didn't answer my question. So do you have like a backpack or like a weight, like a ton of stuff on you to support
No.
you while you go?
No.
We just ride to one hotel to the next, or
No, we've got for Ragbri, we've got a support vehicle. But if I'm just riding, I never ride further than I can get back home. I don't do bike packing.
bike packing. Okay, that's
Although I want to get a bike packing bike.
that can
Do a
carry
couple day
a
trips.
50-pound air conditioning unit.
You need a backpack.
You know,
for
I'm
that.
not sure that you can
Shoulder
run this
harness
thing
or
while it's
something.
plugged in. I'm reading online. They don't say anything about running this thing while plugged in. It looks
I
like
told
it
you, it's a
only
9-volt
runs
battery.
off battery.
There you go.
Huh.
Trickle charge.
Well, you know, I'm going to go ahead and say thumbs down if I can't run it off of electricity. So,
Not
my
really.
power
Not
mains.
really what I'm worried about. I'm worried about just can I bike with it? And it sounds like yes, super easy to bike with. Thumbs up.
there you go. All right. Well, I think with that, we're going to move on to our billionaire pitches of the week.
Oh yes.
All right.
I'm going to piggyback off of Brian's earlier comment about
Did you say pitches?
Pitches.
Pitches.
Yes.
Okay.
about the carbonite. Well, carbonite would be a fantastic idea. The recovery period is a little slow because you are blind for a while and you're very weak.
But that was
Takes
in
a
a
couple weeks to recover.
galaxy far, far away, a long, long time ago. This is now. We should be able to do this
So-
way better than they used to.
So I would like somebody on our list to create a system where you can freeze yourself to go on plane rides to make transportation near instantaneous. So you are not aware of the passage of time, and then you can densely pack people together like sardines, and it's a win-win for both parties.
You know,
And
you
the
can just
recovery
take
period
drugs
is
to
nearly instant.
avoid. You can just take drugs to avoid recognizing the passage of time, and the trip would go a whole lot easier.
The
Not
recovery period is
sure
what I'm concerned
being
about.
Frozen. Well, the recovery. All right.
I like it. Hey, you know what? Anything that furthers science, go for it.
I'm not sure I
Hook
understand
me
what
up
your
with the
pitch
lab rat.
was.
Oh, I mean, I didn't understand it either, but I never did well in science class.
So some way to increase packing density of passengers on a
It's
plane
true. Okay, so
while
that's a good arguing point.
not
By
causing
knocking them
severe
out.
discomfort to the passenger themselves.
Yeah, because you could put a lot more people. You're right. No seats, no.
But without
Uh,
discomfort. Okay.
You just have to pack the plane full of stuff and then land it and then get people.
Yeah,
on.
no
Of course, I've
beverage
seen
carts.
how some of them handle luggage, so that might be a little problematic for the passenger. But
Yeah, do you have to load yourself or do they load you in this
So
scenario?
you basically
once
you like you as like instead of walking yourself down the terminal, whatever, like you just step into something, and then the next thing you know, you're stepping off the plane back into your airport, and
So they're
you're good.
packing you. Got it. Okay.
I'm sure you can automate
Yeah.
it.
I'm sure you
Some
could.
sort of AI probably.
Conveyor belt.
Yeah.
You get tripped up on a conveyor belt. You fall over. You get knocked out.
You know what?
Oh,
Because
another
you
good
guys
thing
said
about
conveyor
this-
belt, now I'm gonna have to give it a thumbs down. I just can't get behind this idea anymore.
Plane travel.
A conveyor belt was not part of my specific pitch.
Oh, okay.
That
Well,
was
you know
Blaine.
what? That's fine. That's fine. You know what? Thumbs up. I go back to my thumbs up. That's final because and my
plane-
decision to change it could be final again after that.
No,
Plane traveling is a super. I mean, you can catch just about anything on a plane if someone's sick. So this is a great idea. I mean, no one gets sick. You don't have to worry about all of the extra security checks. You
Yeah,
just freeze the
you
person
don't-
when they get to the airport and unthaw them out when they get to where they're going.
Yeah.
This is a great idea, Dave.
Just pack them up in some plastic bags before you go. I think it'll be okay.
I like it.
Yeah, I like the idea of better packer density, but I think my pitch is going to be for Mr. Dietrich Matsich, who's number 55 on the billionaire list.
Yeah.
He came up with Red Bull, so I think he can come up with this idea, which is make a plane where you don't have to increase the density of packing, but you turn the overhead compartments into sleeping beds.
Yes.
So you want to take a nap? You just crawl right up in there and
Super easy.
take a nap for a
Really
little bit.
Inconvenience.
You don't even have to modify regular planes today.
One question though, where does the overhead luggage go?
You're not allowed to bring it on board. You just put it in your chair. Put it in your seat. Yeah, make sure you strap it in.
I'm taking a nap.
You
I
don't
hope
want it to be
nobody
bouncing
minds if I
around.
pull your stuff out. Hey, I'm just gonna pull this out right now. I'm gonna go take a nap up here.
Yeah, just don't forget to buckle it in though, because if there's turbulence, you don't want that luggage bouncing around.
Even imagine the foot smell that would be stuck in those overhead napping compartments.
He'll
smell of
come up with a
feet
way to make it not smell. That's okay.
Would be
He'll figure it
palpable.
out.
It would be you could cut that foot smell with a knife.
And then you get into a deep sleep and they land and then they take off again and you have no idea where you're at when you wake up.
It's still stuck in there.
You pop out of the thing. What is going on? Where are we at? How long is this flight? Who are you? Why are you on this plane?
Why am I in China?
I'm going the wrong way.
I like it. Well, you know what? We'll let the airlines figure out all the details, but I like having a place to take a nap. Who cares about foot smells? I got a pitch here for Emmanuel Besnier. He's number 70, the billionaire list. He's at a 0% increase or decrease recently, so I feel like he might need an idea to really push himself up there to get to 69. And he has made his money from cheese. So what I feel like I'm about ready to pitch him is a match made in heaven. I want him to be able to sell his cheese with wine tablets so that you can just have some drinking water, drop your wine tablet in, voila, you have perfectly aged wine to go with your perfectly aged cheese. Super easy. There's nothing wrong with this idea at all. No hurdles to overcome. He probably could just dehydrate a bottle of red tonight. You throw it in the
Yeah, that's a good
dehydrator or
idea.
something. Don't know.
Yeah.
Don't know how he's going to do it, but
I think that's a good idea.
I
wine
like
tablets.
this idea. Wine on the go. You could have it anywhere you want it.
And then it's like, do you have an open container in the car? No, I don't. But I do have wine tablets. I wonder if
Could
people
you
try and eat
eat
them.
the
Oh,
wine?
absolutely.
Yeah.
I would.
Okay.
You could eat it,
Do you-
but it wouldn't taste very good, and it would get
Would
you
it get
drunk
you drunk?
really fast.
All right. There you go. I don't see a problem with that at all.
There are no ramifications, no issues, nothing to sort out.
Is one tablet equal to a glass of wine or a bottle of wine?
Yes, I mean it depends on the tablet size, I guess. Whatever
All
the
right,
whatever
all
the
right.
instructions on the packet say.
Okay.
I accidentally took the tablet instead of. I thought it was a multivitamin, and I am so drunk right now. 'cause it was a bottle
Take 2
of
before
wine.
bed. Doctor's recommendation.
Can we get Flintstone
And I
wine
washed
tablets?
it down with.
Yeah, you can have them all kinds
So
of
I'm in
shapes and
trouble.
sizes.
There you
Yeah,
go.
Flintstone style. You can have them in gummy bear style.
Scooby Doo.
Scooby Doo. All kinds of good styles.
Dehydrated
Triangles,
bottle of wine.
shapes.
Whoops.
It's a whole bottle.
Oh. Is it?
For more concentrated wine, drop in a shot glass.
Oh my.
There you go. All right. I like it. Thumbs up for this. I'm good with that. You got a pitch for us,
I've
Brian?
I got a portable printer. I want it
Portable
to be
printer.
about the same size as a cardboard tube for paper towel cardboard tube. And that would be for 8.5 by 11 prints. And you could have a smaller one that's toilet paper size round, and that would be for smaller prints. And it can have a little lens in it, and so you can take a picture and it'll just print something out immediately, and then you'll have that printed piece of paper with the document. Now you can also sync it up to your iPhone or possibly an Android, but we'll see. Sync it up with your iPhone, and you can press print, and then out comes this piece of paper printed, full color.
Pocket printer?
Well, it'll be this big, round, and that way you can have like a piece of paper rolled up in it, so you always got a piece of paper ready to print, and you can always feed in a piece of paper. But you can print photos with it, and especially the fact that it has a small little lens in it, so you could take a picture and then it'll just print that thing out. I think a portable printer like this would be a great idea. You've got a billionaire that you think would go for it.
Portable printers. Got it.
Never was an idea that came out before. So, I think that seems like a legitimate case for you, Brian.
Is that sarcasm, Blaine?
Never.
Oh.
Not like this. There might be portable printers, but not the small.
Who are you pitching this to? Who do you want to
I
have
haven't-
this idea? Pick a
yeah,
number, any
good
number.
Is there? I looked it up. Is there one that's this size?
Yes.
Seriously?
Who do you
Everyone
want?
steals
Who do you
my
want to make
ideas.
a new version of this?
I don't know. I don't have the list in front of me.
They're not
Just pick a number.
round. So, I
Pick
mean,
a
if you
number.
want it to be the size, like to look like a cardboard paper tube, then that does not exist.
Will not look exactly. I don't want it to get thrown away. I mean, it's gonna be an expensive piece of equipment, but it would
Paper
be.
tube
Well,
printer.
that's your
Same-
monetary model. That you're
No,
done
it'd
with it,
fit
you
your
just throw it
backpack
away.
so easily.
Then you gotta buy another one.
Really? All right, I'm gonna look this up. You guys keep.
Yeah,
talking.
I dropped a link in there for you
We did.
in the chat.
In the chat. Where do you do chat at? Oh, there it is.
It's barely bigger than a piece of paper.
Oh, jeez.
It works with your iPhone and Android.
Serious? They steal all my ideas.
They're just that good.
All right.
Oh, here's one that maybe takes pictures too. It's kind of cute. It looks like a kitty.
It takes pictures too.
Meow. Well, I give that 2
you
meows
kidding me?
then.
I'm assuming Brian's is going to be color.
Fair
I
enough.
don't think it's okay. Thanks, Blaine. I mean,
The
thanks,
laser dot printer,
thanks, Dave.
super high fidelity.
Hmm.
I also would like to pitch an idea about a portable phone that you can carry with you everywhere, and it has computer capabilities.
Wow, that
It'll
I've never heard
never
of before.
work.
That'll never work. I don't know how you're gonna fit a computer in your pocket, Brian.
I don't
Dumb
either.
Yeah, have you
Crazy
seen the
talk.
size of
Stupid
computers? They're like entire rooms.
Gotta get those tubes to warm up. Oh, man.
Like,
All right, I'll work on an idea that actually doesn't exist next time.
All right. Well, I think with that, we're going to go ahead and call this council meeting adjourned. We thank you all for listening live and even listening to this recorded after the fact. If you like what you saw and you want to check out all of our past episodes, you can go to councilcast.org or search for the audio files on iTunes or your favorite podcatcher. If you have a topic you would like the council's decision on, email us at I don't
Yes,
care
it
at
just
councilcast.org.
It just said,
I
I'm
know.
too tired. I can't do it anymore. It stopped.
And on that bombshell, have a good night. Goodbye.
Have a good night. Goodbye, everyone.
bye.